Welcome to our Bees, Birds, and Butterflies workshop with Edinburgh Square Heritage and Cultural Center and the Children's Discovery Workshops. Today, we'll be discovering what the buzz is on these flying friends. We'll also be making a pollinator feeder, learning about migration, and making a coffee filter butterfly craft. Let's start with bees. You probably already know that bees make honey, but did you know that bees have 5 eyes? In addition to the 2 big eyes that you can see on either side of a bee's head, a bee also has 3 smaller eyes on top of its head. To us, these look like 3 little black dots, but they're actually simple eyes that can detect light. This lets the bee know if it's about to be eaten by a predator from above, so it can make a quick escape. Did you know that bees can see in color? And they can even see some colors better than us humans. A bee's eyes can see ultraviolet light. This means that purple, violet, and blue flowers look especially delicious to them. If you ever see a bee wiggling its antenna, it's feeling and smelling. Bees have a great sense of smell because they have 170 odorant receptors on their antenna, which allow them to smell all sorts of things as they fly through the air, from an extra tasty flower to a friendly fellow bee from their colony. A honeybee colony can have up to 80,000 bees. Each colony has only one queen bee. She lays all the eggs, which live in the hive, where they're cared for until they're adult bees. The colony uses the hive to store nectar and honey that they use to feed their babies and themselves. Honeybees are very important pollinators for flowers, fruits, and vegetables, so please be nice to them. Now, let's learn about birds. Did you know there are approximately 10,000 species of bird in the world? Some species of bird that you might see in Haldeman County are Canada geese, mallard ducks, great blue herons, blue jays, ruby-throated hummingbirds, and the American robin. But what makes a bird? All birds must have feathers and lay eggs, as well they're warm-blooded, which is why many birds sit on their nest to keep their eggs toasty warm. All birds have a beak, but they don't have teeth. If you look closely at some birds, like geese, you'll notice little ridges along their beak, which look like teeth. But they're not covered in enamel like real teeth, and they're just used for extra grip as the bird swallows its food whole. As I'm sure you've heard, birds are great communicators. They sing and chirp to find a mate, alert each other to danger, locate other birds, and scare off predators. Now, I have a few random, fun, and unusual bird facts for you. Did you know that, well, your heart's probably beating at around 90 beats per minute right now? A teeny tiny hummingbird heart beats at 1,200 beats per minute while flying? Do you know that birds fly in a V shape because this gives each bird a bit of extra supporting wind and increases lift and saves energy? Did you know that a hummingbird egg is the world's smallest bird egg and is only about the size of a small marble, while the ostrich egg is the largest and can be cupped in an adult's hands? Did you know the most yolks found in a chicken egg is 9? That would make for a very yellow omelet. Did you know there's several kinds of poisonous bird, including the hooded patooey of Papua New Guinea? These toxic birds are poisonous to touch and eat. Did you know that parrots aren't the only bird species that can mimic humans? Crows and ravens also have this ability, but since they live primarily in the wild, they don't have much practice or interaction with humans to use their gift of mimicry. Each year, thousands of bird species migrate from their summer to their winter homes and back again. They do this to escape cold, find better food, and locate more pleasant nesting sites. The migration journey can be thousands of miles and is very exhausting for birds. Scientists study migration through satellite tracking, geolocators, and bird banding. Here in Haldeman County at Ruthven Park, bird banders meet every year during the spring and fall to study bird migrations. I've volunteered at Ruthven for several years, and we've caught everything from hummingbirds to owls and even hawks. Let's watch a short video together to see how birds are banded at Ruthven. We've learned about bees, we've learned about birds. Now, let's learn about butterflies. Can you taste with your feet? You probably wouldn't want to, but this is one of the ways butterflies can tell which plants to lay their eggs on. They have taste sensors on their feet, and by standing on a leaf, they can taste to see if their caterpillars can eat it. Did you know that there's approximately 17,500 species of butterfly in the world? Some butterflies even migrate. If you see a monarch butterfly this summer, it'll be making its way down to Mexico in the fall. Did you know that the Queen Alexandra birdwing is the world's largest butterfly with a wingspan that stretches almost a foot across? It's very rare and is only found in the rainforest of Papua New Guinea. The largest butterfly in North America is called the giant swallowtail butterfly, and it lives in Ontario. Its wingspan is probably about the size of your hand, from fingertip to wrist. Make sure you look out for one this summer. Now that we've learned some cool facts about butterflies, let's each make our own butterfly.
How to make a coffee filter butterfly. To make this butterfly, you will need coffee filters, round-headed clothespins, markers, a paper plate, and some water. First, you'll take your coffee filter. You'll need to rip the edge all the way along to open it up so that it looks like wings. Flip it over and use your markers to add some scribbles all the way around. You can use one color or you can use multiple colors, whatever you like to do. You can also use different designs. Maybe some fun polka dots or stars. I'll do some red. And some yellow. Don't worry if the colors overlap. We want them to blend together. Some of that orange color we have on the other side. Some blue. And last but not least, our other stars. And there you have your wings. Add a small bit of water to your plate. Just a little bit. Let it move around. So you have a couple droplets everywhere. Take your wings and gently place them on. Allow the water to move. And you can watch the colors move around. Allow everything to soak in. Open up and allow time to dry. While your wings are drying, it's time to make the body. You'll need a pipe cleaner, a marker, and your clothespin. First, dry your eyes on your clothespin. Just 2 dots. You can add a smiley face if you'd like, because it's a happy butterfly. To add the antennas, wrap your pipe cleaner around the back and twist at the back, nice and tall. You can curl your antennas down, and there you have your body. Once your wings are dry, scrunch up the center piece all the way. And you want to scrunch it up so that you have some butterfly wings. You might need to adjust it. And once you're ready, slip your butterfly wings inside. And there we are, your butterfly. We'll be making a pollinator craft. You'll need a jar, a hammer and nail, some elastic, some scissors, some string or yarn, a toothpick, some cotton balls, and some flowers. First, you'll take your jar. You'll need an adult for this first part because you need to puncture a hole in the top of your jar lid. To do this, you'll need a hammer and nail. Place the nail on top, gentle taps until a hole emerges. Replace your lid on top of your jar and flip it over. Take your string and wrap it around the base right above the lid. And you want to tie, so cross your string one over top of the other, fold the end of your string underneath and pull tight. You'll want enough space so that you can slip your finger underneath. And we'll double knot it for safety. Retuck under, pull tight. So there's one string. You want your string to reach above your jar. With your other strings, you'll want to pull your string out and tuck your other string underneath. You'll have two pieces. Tie a knot. One across the other, loop underneath, and pull tight. Same thing, we'll double knot for safety. Tuck under, pull tight. 2 more times. With your other string, tuck under, and tie. Through, pull. Awesome. So now, with one up, the next one, align your strings all together. You want your strings to be nice and tall. And cut up near the top. You can get rid of your extra strings. Now place an elastic on, allow it to fall to the bottom, and you want to wrap your elastic around your jar. There's one side and then the other. You might have to adjust your strings if they come out of place. That's okay. All the way to the top. Near the base of your jar, hold your finger, wrap your strings around all together, slide your strings through the hole that you've made, and push the knot towards the jar. Tie the top part around your fingers. You want to loop in between and tie at the top. Pull tight. So now you have your jar here. Cut off all the extras. Because we don't need those. We'll get rid of those. Flip your jar over and place one more elastic on just to hold your strings in there. And it's good to slip your flowers in. There we go. Now it's time to decorate. Slip your flowers underneath the elastics. one there. And you can tuck this one in as well at the bottom. Decorate however you'd like with whatever color flowers you have. Remember, you can use natural flowers or fake flowers. Fake flowers do tend to last longer. You can also trim your flowers while they're on. Just to make things very pretty. Add some red. Maybe some red over here. I think a little bit more purple might be nice. Definitely slippery on the table. And I think I'll add some white flowers. And there you have it. Woo. For this next part, you'll have to remove your lid, flip it over, and place your small piece of cotton ball at the center. Take your toothpick and feel around until you feel the hole. Once you've found the hole, push your cotton ball through. It's okay if your toothpick comes through. You might just have to do it a little bit extra. And there we are. Reattach your lid, and we're ready to make our pollinator feeder. Now to make the food for your pollinator feeder. You'll need sugar, warm water, some measuring cups, a spoon, and something to mix in. You will need half a cup of water and 2 tablespoons of sugar. Let's start with our water. Fill up your measuring cup all the way to the top. Dump it in. Now add your sugar. 1 and 2. Now stir it up until it dissolves, or until it's mostly dissolved. It might not all dissolve depending on how warm your water is or how much sugar is there. Oh. Once it's all mixed in, you can add the solution to your feeder. Perfect amount. Twist your lid on nice and tight. And now it's ready to hang outside. It's okay if it drips a little bit. You'll want to take it outside before you turn it over. But as you see, our feeder is complete. Make a nest. To make a bird's nest, you will need a paper bag and some sort of brown paper. I just used an extra paper bag, but you can use construction paper as well. With your bag, you want to roll down the edges all the way to the bottom to create your nest. It looks a little messy at first. Try to keep a circle in the center as you go. Keep rolling. When you reach the bottom, try to tuck the corners inside the circle. and flatten out the inside so you have a nice little boat for your nest. So now that you have the bottom of your nest, to make the insides, you'll chop up with your scissors a little bit of paper to go on the inside. This is to resemble some of the grass and twigs that birds put in their nests as they build them. Quite a bit here. Scrumple it up a little bit so that it's a little bit messy. And put it on the inside. You want a little bit sticking out, so I'll make a little bit more so that you can see it. And now you have your base of your nest, so we can make our eggs. Let's make some baking clay. To make baking clay, you'll need flour, salt, water, a mixing spoon, and a bowl to mix in. First, add your salt to your bowl. This is about half a cup of salt and 2 cups of flour. You'll want to mix this up. So that the salt thoroughly mixed in to the flour. This will help it to not go to paste, and instead it'll make a nice dough. Once it's all mixed in, add 3/4 of a cup of water. That's about 3/4. And stir it all in. Keep stirring. And you'll see that a dough starts to form in the bottom. You might have to add a little bit extra water as you go. Maybe just a little bit more. Scrape the sides, make sure you get all of the flour off the bottom. And once it gets hard to mix, you can start to use your hands and mix it together by kneading. Keep mixing. You'll probably pick up some more of the flour off the bottom as you mix with your hands. That's okay. It'll all mix in eventually. And once you're done, you have some dough. Once your eggs are baked, you'll need some blue paint to color your eggs. Paint a nice thin layer all the way around your egg, and then set aside to dry. Thanks for joining us today, friends. We hope you had a lot of fun with our workshop and learned a lot. We hope to see you again soon for our future workshops, such as Dino Day and Call of the Wild. Bye for now.